Hi Capricorn, here's a general look at your solar chart for March 2012. It looks like there's going to be an awful lot of hustly, bustly activity going on right in your own backyard, right under your nose. This month you could be busy corresponding more, connecting, gathering, sharing information, running around more. There's lots of demand on you, on you mentally, but also could be a little bit more physically as well. Mercury is at the root of your solar chart until the 24th. The indication is that your mental focus will be upon the base of operations, whatever that is, whether it's a static one or a moving one, but also on family members. Could be within a community, could be over the wires from home. Lots of information exchange, movement, perhaps travel, discussion. And perhaps it can be around a property matter. That's another way it can work, or sort of physical space, inside, outside. But also it can be you very much reflecting on things, harking back to the past, perhaps. Now, there may be more time spent on the phone, paperwork, instructions, information to get your head around, and some of this mental energy may be used for working out communications equipment, which button to press. But could be also, yes, centered around vehicles or transport, but just try to avoid getting scattered or nervy during this phase and let go of things which stress you for long enough to still your mind. That would be a really good thing to be doing at the moment, and to touch base with yourself. Mercury is going retrograde from the 12th, so that means that you might be waiting on a reply, paperwork, it's got stuck in the pipeline, or phone, or that person, where is he, she, why haven't they it can be a little bit like that. It can be that you're just taking longer to get your head around certain instructions or information, and just as I say, just avoid getting scattered. And Mercury turn direct in early April, and then it's as though your mental focus is a lot clearer from then on, and perhaps you've got some answers that you've been waiting on in March, but Mercury doesn't turn retrograde until the 12th. Now, until the 5th, a warm, sociable energy is flooding into the foundations of your solar chart. This can manifest in various ways, but it's a very nice, friendly vibration. It means that you might be appreciating family more, or your home, your space, inside, outside, want to make it look nicer, or you just are in an environment that you prefer. The 3rd and the 4th looks a little bit bumpy, perhaps with a family member. It could be a family member or somebody close with you anyway, but it's a blip. So up until the 5th is a good time to get out into the beauties of nature, maybe. That's another way it can work. Be a visitor to somebody else's space, or be the host for somebody coming into yours, decorating, as I said, maybe a little bit of light DIY. And you could just be enjoying your surroundings and feeling more peaceful within, I would say, having more of a social interaction with those maybe in a neighborhood, or again, that could be over the wires. It can definitely help you to lay rest an old feud or a worry, and that's up until the 5th. And then from the 5th, things to make you smile are not going to be far away, because Venus goes into one of Venus's favorite areas, which is the house of fun, but it's also the house of romance and the house of children and pets. So all of these things could make you smile, could bring a spontaneity to you, and it might not be any of that list there. It might just be that you get more of a chance to do the sorts of things that you really enjoy doing with the kinds of people you enjoy being with. And it could get your creative juices flowing, definitely feeling more enthusiastic, and more up for, you know, having a bit of a laugh, feeling more valued, really, is going to be on offer then. It's a lovely area for Venus, and you get maybe asked out, you know, more than you would do normally, or anyway, the opportunities are there, and this is the house of the child, so the spirit of the child is being very stimulated from the 5th onwards, and perhaps your inner child gets a chance to come out to play more. Now, for many months, Mars will have you putting physical energy into pushing the envelope of daily life. You know, is this all there is? Isn't there more? And really maybe getting your head into books or videos or training or travel, just to put you into environments which you're not used to, but which maybe you find very intriguing. So you're kind of going around with a question mark over your head because you want to know about areas, whether they're geographical or whether they're academic, that you're not familiar with, that you've not been in before. So this can manifest for some of you as traveling longer distance, plunging into unfamiliar scenarios, getting involved in a new area of interest, getting your head into some very unusual material for you. Definitely connecting with some kind of foreign culture, foreign to you culture, and that doesn't have to be literally foreign, it just might be unfamiliar to you. Or with those who have a knowledge. So some of you may be having more to do with advice givers, or those giving legal advice even, or counselling type advice, or guidance like astrology or psychic readings at the moment as well, because you need a new door in your mind to open. You need to know that the room you're in isn't all there is in your perception. And this month Mars is actually retrograde, so retrograde periods tend to slow a planet down, the action of the planet down. Things don't roll forward so fast, so maybe certain things take longer than you bargained for, because you were wanting to realise maybe a far-reaching plan, or you were wanting to be able to get the overview of something, and it's just taking a little bit longer. Getting your head around something, but then from April, mid-April, Mars goes direct, and so this can translate as that all coming together, more involvement perhaps in higher education, might even be another language. So maybe the Mars retrograde period is about, when am I ever going to get this right? And it might be some sort of technical jargon, which by another language as well. It doesn't have to be, literally a foreign language, but it can be legal matters, and some kind of legal process as well, and communications across a wider stage, like I'm doing here, which is using the internet. But it might be that, it might not be. It might be, the paper, kind of using paper. But on another level, this sector, which is about mental and physical expansion, can definitely be opening your eyes and opening doors for you. Opening your eyes maybe to insights, to higher spiritual teachings, to realizing that actually all of these years you've been alive, you didn't know that there was a separate and different reality to everything. So it can work in various ways, but you get the gist of it. So suffice it to say, Mars here can really open your eyes to seeing a bigger picture, or it can open doors for you into other worlds, whether they're geographical or whether they are in a kind of an esoteric kind of sense. But careful not to overlook the important small print in all things, because Mars here tends to get us to gloss over the details. Now, from the 20th, the mental pace will slow down, and the focus will probably be more upon home, family, or community, as a new moon on the 22nd in Aries, which is conjuncting Mercury and Uranus, and that for us all can maybe give us something that we weren't expecting. It depends on how it affects the natal chart, but it is a very quite sudden energy of the unexpected, which can lead to revelations or something sort of almost like magical, sort of a leap forwards in some way. But others will take this as just being an uninvited disruption to their routines. So, it's a bit difficult to say quite how it's going to be taken by different people. But anyway, around about the 22nd, and that will be over the subsequent month from the 22nd, but also rather strangely, it can be also in the week before, in the run-up to the 22nd, the action of a new moon. That is a characteristic of a new moon. And what I didn't mention is that there's a very, very nice energy happening between the 13th and the 15th for you. There's a huge amount of potential there. So it may be that something very nice could be happening there for you. And so if you've got something scheduled, maybe it's connected to property or the home base or to family, then or around children, or maybe some sort of taking a bit of a risk or a gamble, or in fact it could be connected to a romantic alliance that you're in. A liaison, should I say? Yes, it sounds better, doesn't it? Romantic liaisons rather than alliances. That sort of sounds like the United Nations or something, alliance. No, a romantic liaison is, then, anyway, that date there. Might be a little bit either side, but I reckon it will be around 13th to 15th, and yeah, yummy energy, nice energy. So try and, if there's something coming up, then try and get it scheduled for there, or just sit back and wait and see what happens. And now I've been speaking here about the faster moving inner planets, which have to be set against the background of what the slower moving outer planets are doing. So actually the complete reading is putting those two together, but I'm not going to mention the slow moving outer planets, because you can easily go and read all of what they're doing in your sign for the month of March on my website. But if you don't want to do that, you can actually listen to what I said about them, tried to describe where they are in your forecast for the whole of the year 2012, when I'm talking about the slower moving outer planets. You can do that. And also for this month, if you go and find your rising sign if you know it, or your moon sign if you know it, and listen to that, then it will add to or subtract from what I've said here, and give you maybe a more balanced perspective. And I hope it's helpful to you, and I'll see you the next time.